We know that Title 42 is set to expire in mere days. President Biden says he has more important things to do than address our southern border. Secretary of Department of Homeland Security, Mayorkas, he says the border is secure. Don't buy it for an instant, and I know none of you do.
Senator Joni Ernst speaking there. The final line of defense at the southern border, Title 42 set to expire 1 week from today. Both the Biden administration and the media continue to ignore what has become the worst crisis with regard to illegal crossings in U.S. history at our southern border.
Joining us now is Iowa Senator and member of the Armed Services Committee, Joni Ernst. Senator, thank you so much for joining us. So yeah, Title 42, it's going to end next week, December 21st. But Dr. Fauci said yesterday we're still in a pandemic. So if we're in a pandemic and we've got this going on, why are we ending Title 42?
Well, that is a great question. I heard the president maybe a month or so back state that the pandemic was over. So I don't know. They can't get their story straight. But what we do know with Title 42 set to expire on our southern border, this means a free for all. And those poor border agents that will have to police this up will have their hands full. They already do. We saw in El Paso, just one section of our southern border had over 3,000 illegal entries within a 24-hour period. We saw 73,000 getaways in the month of November alone. So we are facing a very severe crisis at the southern border. The expiration of Title 42 is not going to help. It is just going to exacerbate the situation here in the United States.
Senator, take a listen to what National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan had to say about what the Biden administration is apparently trying to do when it comes to the southern border.
We have believed that that system is a system that does an effective job of being able to determine who is coming across the border and what the right way to deal with their case is.
And he continues to say that they want an orderly and humane system. He never mentions stopping the current flow of migrants. He never mentions fentanyl, 300 overdoses a day, and that's just an estimate. And he never talks about maybe the most important issue, and that's protecting American citizens.
That's absolutely correct. And I happen to know Jake Sullivan not well, but I would say that he knows better. I think everyone in this administration knows better, and yet they continue to allow this crisis to get worse. Instead of securing our border, which is the simple thing to do, they choose not to do it and turn a blind eye. We saw the president go to Texas not all that long ago. We saw him go near the border, but not to the border. He did not want to address the issues that would be right in front of him. So this is a very unfortunate circumstance that we are in, and yet we have an administration that doesn't want to react to this crisis. We are starting to see Democrats rising up and saying, wow, maybe we should do something about this. It's almost a little too late, though. We have so many illegal entries, people that have come into the United States, and under catch and release, they're basically logged and let go. We have no idea where those people end up. They're in all of our states, all of our communities, and no way to track them. So the administration has a lot of work to do, and yet this president is providing absolutely no guidance. And the vice president, who is supposed to be our border czar, she hasn't even visited the border. So, we just have to wake up as Americans, continue to push the administration, and hopefully as Congress actually pass some laws that matter in regards to this issue.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you mentioned, the president saying that, there were more important things than the border. Senator Ernst, we really thank you for your time. And if we don't see you, have a great holiday.